From different countries, the heart and passion of being a leader becomes the bridge of setting a different platform to the world, aspiring to change something and becoming the change, to inspire the youth and save the future generations. I am Lorie and Melendres Diamante from the Philippines.
Hi, my name is Mama Ariff Haidar from Malaysia.
I am Clarence from Indonesia.
And I am Maria Sophia Beatrice and Ariola from the Philippines. Fast fashion is said to be the second largest polluter in the world. This is unsurprising due to the nature of fast fashion itself. The practice of mass-producing low-cost, highly fashionable clothing items and introducing new fashion trends at lightning speed. These brands are notorious for using unethically sourced materials to pump out large quantities of clothes under poor working conditions.
Having said this, will consumers stop buying their own clothes? Not many will. This is the ugly truth we have to admit. We have talked a lot about recycling, but how many people actually do it? There are some, but not nearly enough to truly make a difference. This is because we are not targeting the biggest contributors to the problem.
We see a lot of companies booming in this industry, from wholesale to high-end fashion. Why? The answer is simple. It's because this market is so easily accessible. With a small amount of capital, one can start selling clothes online, make 2 to 5 figures a month trading goods of not so great quality but at a much greater quantity. The unsustainable quality of these products only worsens the impact of this practice on the environment. In a single year, the industry alone uses up to 1.5 trillion liters of water. You can imagine how much production and waste is produced in the day-to-day manufacturing of these items.
So we at Metamorphosis don't just want to educate the consumers, but to hold the suppliers accountable too. As we became the avenue to bring out change in this industry, we want to ensure that sustainable consumption and production under SDG 12 is met properly.
Our solution? Metamorphosis. We propose to build the Metamorphosis brand both as an educational campaign to change the consumption habits of the market, as well as trading hub for pre-loved clothing. Government policies are already in place to regulate the production of corporate brands, but true transformation cannot take place without a switch in the consumer side of things.
We would have to trigger a fresh outlook on pre-loved clothing that reusing isn't a bad thing at all, through campaigns, educational publicity materials, and strong social media presence. Then the market would be more open to trading their pre-loved items for their next trendy OOTD. We can do this by creating an application, a trading hub of sorts. We could call it Meta. Once more and more users start to switch their buying habits, we would attain actual transformation in our fast fashion market.
Once the brand is big enough, we can partner up with sustainable suppliers and brands to produce high-quality, sustainable clothing that can last for generations to come. As much as we want customers to choose green products, there's not much enough supply in the market. This will create a higher change cost to the customers. And even if the consumers are cautious enough, the unsustainable production will continue to happen. Thus, we also have to make a move on the production sites. We also will share the expertise of sustainable production practice to our supply chain so it can be a domino effect in the countries.
This has been done because of the uncontrollable rising of statistical data specifically from our home country. Based on the Indonesian Central Statistic Agency, the textile and clothing industry grew high in the first quarter of 2019. This figure increased significantly compared to the same period last year at 7.46%. On the other hand, the fashion consumption rate in Malaysia is undoubtedly increasing rapidly due to the progressive development in the fast fashion industry. The apparel and footwear category grew about 35.6% between the year 2008 to 2013, and the total sales of apparel and footwear were estimated at MYR 21,000 million in the year of 2013. While Philippines in general, fast fashion has grown 9.7% per year over the last 5 years, and defeating the 6.8% increase of traditional apparel companies.
These efforts will then open more doors and options to the consumers to choose greener products with reasonable prices. Only then we can shape our consumer behavior to be sustainable, instilling the trust in the product they wear, knowing that they have made the right choice.
We have to admit that we live in a generation where clothes not only serve as need but also a creative expression of self.
And as we cope up with voguish styles, let us all aim for sustainable consumption and production patterns.
Because we, as leaders, aspire that we can be the change in the most bogus way.
Unified by strong mind and hearts, we will step up to the world where metamorphosis could happen.